Will the Fed do the right thing and not accelerate rates too quickly and kill the market and the economy? And will they do that because of Russia invading Ukraine?
Jeff, what do you mean is the Fed going to do the right thing? They're bureaucrats. They're incompetents. They're academics. What are you talking about? I guess I've been around longer than you. All they care about is keeping their jobs. They don't care about you and me. And they think that if they print more money, everything will be okay. Yeah, they have to raise interest rates, but I assure you, Jeff, if things get messy, they'll slow down. They're amateurs.
I'm skeptical, Jim, about this ability for them to raise rates 6 more times this year. What's your best guess? Do you think the Fed's going to pull it off, or do you think they're going to find a reason to stop?
Well, David, they should raise it 6 more times. They're far behind. I mean, they've been telling us there's no inflation for, since the beginning of time.
But the question is, as bureaucrats, will they?
We all know there's inflation. So they're behind, but I cannot imagine that they will do it 7 times this year because it will hurt too much and they will panic. They should, but I doubt if they will.
So let's switch gears here for a minute and talk about something really exciting, Jim. We know that the electric vehicle adoption rate is doubling every 14 months. And that's a global phenomenon. So is this energy's last hurrah? At some point, will energy collapse in prices in maybe 3, 4, 5 years? What's your forecast on that?
Well, Jeff, known reserves of oil have been in decline for some time. We had a bubble in fracking, which put off the problems with energy supplies. Now the war, of course, has made it worse, but no, there are going to be continued problems in the hydrocarbons business, oil and gas, for some time to come because known reserves are declining. Yes, fracking will help us, but now everybody knows that fracking was a bubble and you got to pay your bills.
Is that true even if President Trump gets reelected in 2024?
Wait, it doesn't matter who's the president in 2024. That's not going to make suddenly more gas and oil reserves to suddenly be in the ground. Whoever, if the president of Exxon is elected president, that's not going to make more gas and oil in the ground. We have an ongoing problem, and it gets worse, Jeff, because everybody is down on coal, so we close the coal mines. Well, fine, that's okay if that's what you want, but that means less energy. Then you close the nuclear power plants. That's okay, but that means less energy.
I know you have predicted for a while a long-term bear market in the United States, but commodities you've been relatively bullish on. Is that part of the reason why you've been bullish on commodities? Because of limited supplies that are becoming more and more apparent?
Well, no, of course, whenever supply goes down, whatever it is, and demand either goes up or stays the same, it means you're going to have higher prices. I mean, David, nobody has become a farmer. The average age of farmers in America is 58. The average age of farmers in Japan is 66. I could go on and on. I mean, I suggest you learn how to drive a tractor, both of you.
With all this stuff going on, and Ukraine being the largest wheat producer, the third, largest wheat producer, and Russia being the 5th largest, we know that there's going to be significant depressions in those countries. And what's the reverberating effect going to be on our markets? Even though the current uptrend of the market, the undercurrent is up, what do you see happening in relation to the geopolitical issues?
Well, unless there's all-out, really horrible war, what we have so far is bad enough. But I'm talking about, armies marching around the countries of Europe. The markets are telling me this is not going to last much longer. You can see what's happening. Stocks are going up, oil is going down. I mean, somebody thinks that this is going to end fairly soon. If it doesn't, then first prepare for a horrible bear market. We're going to have a horrible bear market eventually, but if this turns into war, oh my gosh, I cannot remember any market that likes war.
Jim, you recently were talking to a bunch of first-time investors, and I believe your words were that they should stay informed and buy what they know, which is good advice. But if I'm in technology, let's say, and I buy all technology stocks, then I'm not diversified. So can you expound on what you meant by that?
Well, David, when I went to Wall Street, there were all these people who were educated and older and experienced. I thought they all knew what they were doing. It didn't take me long to realize they don't know any more than I do. True. We're all sitting here fumbling around together. But I finally learned if you want to be a successful investor, stay with what you know. Everybody watching this knows something about automobiles or sports or fashion or something. Stay with what you know. And when something comes up that you know will be a positive change, do some research and buy the stock. And then send me an email and I'll do research too. That's how you get rich. If I told you, David, you could only have 20 investments in your life, you wouldn't listen to hot tips. You wouldn't be jumping in and out of things every week. You would stay until you saw something that you knew was going to work. You would research it, you would buy it, you would own it for a long time, and you would know when to sell it. That's how you become successful. Jumping in and out, using hot tips, that's not going to work.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race. You're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dahn, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dahn.